think it's the what I call the domino effect. A lot of the time with healing, people need to see it being done. They need to be able to say, oh, I've seen clear examples that there is a way out, or that I'm not alone, or that I can live out my dream, whatever it is.
Okay, so hi guys. How's everyone doing?
Good,
Great. Good. So I'm here today with SUTRA, and SUTRA's brought along friends Sally and also Anjola. So first and foremost, maybe it'd be good just to talk a little bit about how you all met, how you came together.
Yeah, so the three of us are really close friends who a year ago decided to take steps forward in our creativity, put ourselves out there more, and just embrace who we are through our work. And so yeah, that's why we're here today, to just talk about our journey so far.
Amazing, cool. So can we talk a little bit about what it is that you all individually do? So, you know, outside of all of this, I know everyone thinks, oh my god, that question is cringe, but if you could just give us a real short explanation as to kind of what it is that you're currently doing.
Okay, so I'm a writer, I'm working on a novel, I'm a poet, I have poetry shows that I do, and these two lovely ladies sang at my last show, so thank you. And I also DJed a bit.
Yes. How long have you been doing the DJ thing?
So not even a year.
Okay.
So a newbie, but a good newbie.
Okay. Good to go. Keep that energy. Cool. And yourself, Sarah?
I'm a singer and a poet, backseat poet, I'd say. But yeah, singer-songwriter, working on an EP at the moment, and that's going to be out very soon.
Fabulous.
I'm a musician and writer. I've had a book of poetry come out this week, and my EP comes out today. So
yeah, exciting times. Cool. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about creativity and healing and how kind of the two work together. Sutra, of course, you've kind of envisioned this whole thing. So I wanted to ask, why healing? Why is healing something that maybe has been significant for you? And why do you feel it's important for us to discuss that today?
Great question. Healing is something that I've always believed isn't talked about enough. And I think the most damage that is done as a result of that is in our communities as women. We don't tend to share our stories. We don't tend to talk openly about the things that we are struggling with or facing. I know for myself, for instance, I come from a background or a culture where there is a limit to how open you are about your feelings and how deeply you are affected by certain things. Being sensitive or being emotional is frowned upon as a man already, but even as a woman. And so for me, there was a period where I actually went through depression and went through a really difficult time with that. I think what would have been helpful for me at that time was knowing through other people's stories that I wasn't alone, or that there wasn't anything wrong with me, or that there was a way out. These are things that I know now, but they're things that I would like to be more readily available for people, and that's why art for me is such a great way of sharing our struggles, a great way of saying, I might not know you, but I'm human as well, and I've gone through this, and if there's anything you can take away from my art, just know that you're not alone. Yeah.
Okay. This is to everyone really, whoever feels to chip in. How would you say that being creative and kind of utilising your creativity has helped find yourselves?
I feel like the more that you discover about the art form, and what you can do, the more you know about yourself. And the more you get to discover layers of things maybe you've forgotten or you've hidden, and heal them, essentially.
Do you find that you've discovered new layers of yourself?
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could do some of the things that I've done. And it's a lovely experience to have.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like the art is, not that it's outside of you, but it's like, sometimes it feels like it comes in and shows you stuff. Like it's your art, like I made this, but I didn't, it kind of made me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that experience has been kind of, like, okay, this is really interesting. I'm still so on that journey, like always learning new stuff.
Okay. So there'll be a lot of people that are probably watching this and they're thinking, oh my god, these girls are doing amazing things, like you're doing events, and you're making music, actually writing poetry, and you're just slaying the world. Like, collectively, you guys are doing amazing things. We want to be super real in this conversation. So what is it that you've individually had to overcome in order to get to where you are? So in order to embrace your own voice, what did you have to overcome?
Fear, a whole lot of fear. Fear with multiple layers. Insecurities about, am I good enough? Is the work good enough? What am I doing this for? What's the point? Insecurities about the dreams that we have as well. Because a lot of the time, the creative work we do stems from dreams that we've been given. And sorts of mandates that we're given over, speaking life over people or encouraging people or being open about ourselves. So I find that in my journey, fear has been something I've actually had to wrestle with and actually say out loud, yes, I'm afraid, but I'm doing it. Anyway.
What inspires you guys to push past the fear and to be bold with what it is that you're doing? So what is your inspiration really, I guess, behind your creativity?
We were talking about this earlier. It's kind of a thing of you just have to.
Yeah.
I think for all of us, there's just a sense of there's no way I'm not going to do this. I actually can't stop it, so I might as well do it anyway. Scared as I am, fearful as I am, that's kind of inspiration. And also knowing that this is something that I've been given. I think I used to wrestle with, maybe I'm not that good, or maybe it's just a thing that everyone can sing. But then when you realise that this is for you, that this is just yours, and you need to tell the world. So I'm like, well, I guess I have to then. It's a joy though.
It's not good. I enjoy telling the world. Correct. And in what you're all doing, of course, when we think about writing, we think about creativity, we think it's healing for myself, and that is great. I'm sure that is an aspect of it. Have you maybe individually received any kind of reactions from other people in terms of how your art or your work has helped them to maybe find themselves or navigate their own healing? And how's that been for you?
Completely, yeah. For me, the most recent example would be my poetry shows, and people sort of messaging me after that because of the show, they have re-evaluated their relationships. They realize that they need to take better care of themselves, of their mental health, of their friendships. So it's one of the most rewarding things that can ever happen to you.
Do you find that encourages you to keep going? Does that give you sort of a kind of reminder as to why you're doing it?
And in fact, actually, even before I get on stage, because I often say I'm not the personality type for this, but here I am, because it's a mandate. It's you're doing it for other people. It's a way of sharing your healing with other people, sharing your gift with other people. So they are actually the reason why often we actually get on stage and we put ourselves out there.
That leads quite nicely into one of my next questions, which is in regards to the rewarding aspects of putting yourself out there, of taking risks, and of creating work and kind of putting it forward. What would you say have been some of the most rewarding aspects on your own personal creative journeys?
I think it's the what I call the domino effect. A lot of the time with healing, people need to see it being done. They need to be able to say, oh, I've seen clear examples that there is a way out, or that I'm not alone, or that I can live out my dream, whatever it is. And once you start that chain, you just get to witness that domino effect. And it stems on from what you said, and about people coming up to you and saying different things. It just takes one person to show the world about healing, and then everyone else starts to have the same experience. So for me, that's been rewarding.
What would you say, maybe a bit of advice would you give to someone that maybe is watching this and they're thinking, like, I'd love to kind of own my own voice, create my own stuff, I'd love to put it out there, but I'm afraid. What advice would you give maybe from what you've had to navigate to that person?
I'd say, girl. No, honestly, I don't even know how to say this. You are afraid every single day. Every single day. I was afraid today. I was afraid yesterday. I'll be afraid tomorrow. The thing that overrides all of that is I'm trusting that this is why I'm here, to create, to have an impact, to share, to love. And so I'm just going to keep doing it anyway. And the fear isn't going to go away. I'll just learn how to cope with it better. That's what I think.
Honestly, spot on. Just do it anyway. The phrase, speak the truth even if your voice shakes. I really hold on to that as well, because that's it. That's the only thing you can do.
Amazing, great. Well, guys, I want to find out a little bit more just to close in terms of what we can expect coming up next from you. So of course we know that today is launch day.
Yeah.
Exciting. But what can we find out maybe more about you guys, or where can we go to find out more about you, and what can we expect to see from you?
Okay.
So
I've got a website. It's I am SUTRA, SUTRA.com. Really simple. There's stuff on there about my book, my music film that I've done in the past, and my music coming out. So
Yes.
cool.
EP's coming out very soon. It's going to be available on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Find me on socials. Yeah, that's it.
Amazing. And yourself, Anjola.
And I will be doing more poetry shows. It's called Mood, by the way. So check me out on my Instagram. I'm Anj_Ade, and I'm the same on Twitter and everything. And I have a website as well, but I'm sure Sutra will put it somewhere. And look out for my book. It's coming soon. Fingers crossed.
Amazing. Great. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing all the next ventures. All the best.
Thank you so much.